Heading into this match, the Brazilian national team had reached a state of terrifying momentum. They were carrying a 13-game undefeated streak, including 10 recent victories where they looked absolutely clinical in front of the goal. Their opponent, Ghana, arrived with a reputation for discipline. They are a squad built around a unified defensive stance, designed to absorb pressure and frustrate even the highest-scoring offenses. Brazil faced a logistical challenge that most managers would envy: how to deploy this many world-class attackers at once. The risk was that their offensive stars would occupy the same spaces, essentially crowding each other out of the game. You have the explosive pace of Vinícius Júnior on the wing, and the lethal box presence of Richarlison, who requires a constant supply of service to be effective. Brazil's answer to this congestion was a display of spatial geometry. Instead of relying on individual flair, they organized into 5 distinct attacking nodes, using rigid spacing to systematically pull the Ghanaian defense apart. To understand how this system worked, we have to look at the very edges of the field. Instead of drifting inside, Vinícius Júnior and Raphinha hugged the extreme boundaries of the touchlines, standing as far apart as possible. This forced Ghanaian defenders to stretch horizontally, opening massive gaps in the center. Ghana's backline became disorganized and structurally fragile. They were no longer a unified block. They were a series of isolated defenders trying to cover too much ground. Simply by occupying the sidelines, Brazil's wingers manufactured high-value real estate in the middle of the pitch for their teammates to exploit. With the defense pulled wide, the next phase of the attack moved into those newly created central lanes. This was the specific role assigned to Lucas Paquetá. He wasn't just a passer, he was the primary infiltrator. Paquetá spent the match accelerating vertically through those central gaps. Because the defenders were pinned to the wings, he arrived face-forward to the play, with the freedom to pick his spots without immediate pressure. This constant interior pressure led to the opening goal. During a set piece, the defensive confusion allowed Marquinhos to use his timing and vertical leap to score a powerful header, putting Brazil up 1-0. The wingers laid the trap by widening the field, and the interior runners capitalized on the resulting structural collapse. The man orchestrating this entire system from the center was Neymar. Operating from a deeper position, he used his dribbling to provoke the remaining defenders. He drew them out of their zones, forcing them to commit to him and abandon their marking. While Neymar drew the focus, Richarlison acted as the clinical finisher, constantly ghosting into the blind spots of the distracted Ghanaian center-backs. For the second goal, Neymar threads a pass through the disorganized defensive line, finding Richarlison in perfect stride. Richarlison's first touch strike into the bottom corner was the direct result of that vision. The third goal followed a similar pattern. Neymar delivered a pinpoint cross into the box, allowing Richarlison to anticipate the flight and head it in at the near post. Neymar mapped the space, and Richarlison provided the finishing. This pairing created a series of high-speed threats that Ghana's defensive shape simply could not absorb. With the scoreline sitting at 3-0, the match had effectively reached its conclusion before the halftime whistle even blew. In the second half, Brazil shifted their approach. They moved from an aggressive offensive blitz into a phase of confident, controlled game management. That control led to visible frustration from the Ghanaian side. The physical friction peaked in the midfield, resulting in yellow cards for both Casemiro and Andre Ayew as the intensity turned into tension. Brazil's depth remained a factor until the very end. They brought on fresh talent like Antony and Matheus Cunha, maintaining a high level of pressure that prevented any chance of a Ghanaian comeback. This 3-0 result demonstrates a team built on tactical mercilessness. Brazil proved they are a cohesive organization that can dismantle a unified defense through sheer geometric precision.